What's going on, y'all? The Brandon Brownson here with another episode of Theory Addict. Alright, I get it. I know what y'all want, and I'm here to give it to you. It's Pokemon Theories, Part 4. Now, before I start the episode, as always, I just have to remind you of a few things. First of all, I did not create any of these theories. I found these specific theories from Jigman.com. I will provide a link in the description. Second of all, unless otherwise noted, I do not believe any of these theories, and neither should you. This is just for entertainment purposes, so take it as such. Last, let's try to keep the comment section civil. I really don't like it when flame wars break out. Basically, just don't be a dick. With that said, I've made you guys wait long enough, so let's jump right into it. There's a theory floating around the old interwebs that paints a dark, horrific story of the Pokemon world, or at least the Red and Blue Kanto region. If you played the game, you've probably noticed that there's a large absence of middle-aged men in the game world. Think about the last time you played through the original 3 games. An abnormally large amount of Pokemon trainers chilling in the wild were little kids. Think about it. Why were there so many damn toddlers roaming the wilds unattended? There were plenty of elderly men and women in the world, i.e. Professor Oak, and many middle-aged women, the player's mom, the nurses, etc., etc. But there was a notable lack of middle-aged men. What about the player's father, or your rival's father? While most people don't even bat an eye at the absence of middle-aged dudes, some Pokemon fans have thought this one out a little bit. The Electric-type gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, mentions being a survivor of some sort of brutal war that almost took his life. Other trainers in the gym were once soldiers in some sort of army which presumably fought in a war where Pokemon were used as weapons. Think about that for a second. Imagine the horror of hundreds of terrified soldiers storming beaches being held by goddamn Charizards. Some fans believe this war was the cause of the lack of adult men, claiming that all of them had been killed in the war. Essentially, some people are speculating that the war caused a generation kill, and that the young children of Kanto region are the first generation to find peace in a very long time. This also explains why the player's father is absent. Spoiler alert, he died, and why the rival character has no parents. Spoiler alert, they're dead too. While a lot of this theory involves speculation and imagination, the horrifying idea of a human-Pokemon war that wiped out the entire generation is pretty damn cool. Come on, Nintendo, can you give us a game like that? Please? Quite some time before the events of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, a man and his wife lived in the Old Chateau. They had a daughter and lived a quiet and peaceful life. There were several butlers working in the Old Chateau. One of them was called Charon. He had a knack for messing around with the electrical equipment in the mansion. One day, he went to the basement of the mansion to fix an electrical problem from a recent thunderstorm. As Charon was fixing the problem in the basement, he found a peculiar-looking object in an unused washing machine. He messed around with the object, which he called a motor. After a couple of days, the motor came to life. Charon realized this certainly was not a motor, but a new species of Pokemon. He called the Pokemon Rotom and adopted it as his own. Several weeks later, the man's daughter was having a problem with his microwave. She called on his favorite butler to fix it, but he couldn't do the job, so he called on Charon to help him. Charon didn't know how to fix a microwave either, but he knew that Rotom could transform into one, so Rotom transformed into a microwave. Before cooking anything, they decided to test the Rotom microwave. The test went horribly wrong. Flames came bursting out of Rotom's mouth and filled the kitchen with smoke. Charon commanded Rotom to stop, but it couldn't. The smoke was starting to spread throughout all parts of the mansion. There was nothing that could be done except to evacuate. Everyone made it out in time, except for the man's daughter. One of the butlers quickly realized this and went in to find her. The butler eventually found her and realized the girl had been poisoned from the smoke. He searched everywhere in the mansion for medicine. He finally found an antidote in the trash can, but it was already too late. The butler started choking from the fire and eventually died from suffocation. The girl soon perished from carbon monoxide poisoning. Rotom felt emotionally depressed following the event. so he confined himself in a television set for the rest of his life. Charon, realizing the trouble and damage he had caused, ran away from the scene and later worked as a scientist for Team Galactic. The man's wife was distraught at what had happened, so she decided to take up Pokemon training. She decided to train with the ghost type so she can communicate with her deceased daughter. She later became a gym leader in Heartthorn City. The man, he was just as distraught as his wife. He built a mansion just like the Old Chateau, but it didn't feel right. He returned to the Old Chateau and retrieved a statue from the entrance hall and the bodies of his daughter and the butler. He placed the statue in his office and interred the bodies in 2 separate rooms in his new mansion. No one is allowed to enter those 2 rooms. The ghost of the butler and the girl still haunt the Old Chateau to this very day. The butler is still desperately trying to find the antidote, and he doesn't know if he'll reach the girl in time. As for the girl, she's still waiting for the antidote in her room, but she doesn't know if she'll live. I suppose you can call this one a prequel to the first theory that we talked about in this video. January 22nd, 2027, Dr. Higiru Sato and his team of scientists from Japan, America, Canada, and Britain began working on a matter-energy transference machine. February 11th, 2030, first machine is tested successfully after over 100 failed tests. Controversy over the destructive nature of the technology ignites. December 21st, 2032, a catastrophic incident with an energy matter machine destroys the city of Hiroshima, in devastation not seen since the atomic bombs were dropped nearly 90 years prior. Japanese government officials moved to ban work on the technology, though Western powers urged them to allow it, despite the mishap. January 22nd, 2035, first sightings of infected individuals. Most are animals, some humans are also shown to be susceptible to infection, most seen around the ruins of Hiroshima, which had not been rebuilt. May 13th, 2035. Northern Japan is split off from its southern half. As a nationwide quarantine is enacted, anarchy soon spreads through the infected region. 15% of humans exposed to the disease are immune, no side effect. 84.9% are affected fatally by the disease, which causes cancerous growths. 0.1% of those exposed are shown to successfully mutate. The virus is found to be a spreadable corruption of genetic material, which causes rapid mutation in infected individuals. All large animal life above ground is soon infected. January 1st, 2040, 98% of all animals in Japan are wiped out, ecosystems ruled entirely by infected individuals. May 8th, 2048, Japanese Defense Force engages infected individuals to preserve quarantine. Coordinated attacks by infected humans and animals are seen. High levels of intelligence are confirmed. May 10th, 2048, they fail and the nation of Japan ceases to exist. October 3rd, 2048, the United States carrier USS George W. Bush is attacked and sunk by an unknown force. Later revealed to be a coordinated assault by the infected, use of atomic weapons to destroy all life on Japan considered but denied. February 2nd, 2052, remaining inhabitants of Japan have appeared by outward observers to begin adopting the infected into their religions. Part of this religion is a total weapons ban and banning of violence against the infected individuals. This is surprisingly effective at ceasing conflict with infected individuals. April 2nd, 2055. Infected seem to have spread to North America. Military preparedness results in a far more contained infection. Hundreds of thousands in the United States, Canada, and Mexico do end up perishing. March 11th, 2061. The United States Army begins experimenting with the combat prowess of infected animals, which are shown to have a friendly connection to humans who treat them well, much like dogs. Initial tests exceed expectations. Later that same year, China, Russia, Vietnam, and North Korea react by signing the Kamu Pact, ensuring protection against the now utterly overpowered West. July 2nd, 2063, the Kamu Alliance declares war on the United States. Infected use to great effect. November 9th, 2066, war ends. Communist states dissolve. China and Russia, and all of Asia for that matter, are now under the jurisdiction of the NATO. December 25th, 2072, the regions now divided that were once Japan begin to open up to the outside world, mostly through scientific trade-off. February 1st, 2081, Japanese scientists sneak into the heavily infected Brazil. They recover the DNA of one of the individuals believed to be one of the first infected. Beliefs are that the infected are actually the next phase in evolution, and to find one of the originals would better help the understanding. There are many tried and failed cloning attempts before a final experiment is successful. The result of this experiment, capable of self-induced energy matter transference, is responsible for the death of dozens before escaping. May 22nd, 2081. Ash Ketchum turns 10 years old. Well folks, just like that, another episode of Theory Addict has come and gone. Just to remind you once again, I did not create any of these theories, I do not believe any of these theories, and if you're gonna comment, don't be a dick about it. Now before you guys close off the video, I'd like for you to do me a favor. Down there in the description, you're gonna find a bunch of links, but there's 2 links I want you to pay attention to. The first link is for the Chameleon Couch Productions fan group. Now I want for you guys to go ahead, click on that link, and, well, go ahead and join the group. There's a lot of fun discussion that goes on in there, especially about Pokemon X and Y. And with the YouTube sub box being as unreliable as it is, it's the easiest way to A, get to see all of my latest videos, and B, share some of your own videos as well. The second thing I'd like for you to check out is the Chameleon Couch channel. The Chameleon Couch channel is a collaboration channel that me and my friend Austin have going on, and I think that you guys might enjoy it, so go ahead, give that a click, check it out. The whole gimmick behind the channel revolves around fan interaction, so anyone who checks it out, we greatly appreciate it. That about does it for me though. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, TheBrandonBrownson, signing out.